It is now running.
I'm Troy Ball from Asheville Distilling Company. I'm the founder of this distillery, and my husband Charlie Ball is now our master distiller since I'm on the road most of the time. I learned to make moonshine from the old guys up in the mountains, which is a long story in and of itself. But after many months and actually years of trying to discover how to make what they called the keepin' kind of whiskey, the kind of whiskey that never left the home place, I finally got it, and finally found the guys who made that kind of whiskey, and eventually went through working with a little 5-gallon still, and then we used a whiskey barrel. We built a whiskey barrel still out of 3 whiskey barrels, and we actually created steam in 1 whiskey barrel, piped it into the mash, actually the steam was created in a tank. Then we had the whiskey barrel full of mash, and we piped the steam down into the bottom of it, and it boils the mash, and eventually the vapor starts to come off and leaves that barrel and goes down into a second barrel, which was our thumper keg. And when that thumper keg gets full of steam, hot steam, it exits that barrel and goes down into the third barrel, which had our copper snake in it. So we built a still like that. We ran tests, distillations on that still. And then we migrated to a 60-gallon copper still. And we were mostly concerned about testing this old variety of corn that we had discovered on a farm in Old Fork that was on the McIntyre family farm. And when I met John, he explained that they had been replanting this corn since the 1850s in that little valley, and his family had been there all that time. So this is actually a non-GMO, open-pollinated white corn called Crooked Creek corn. We grow that corn today with John, and John helps us contract with other farmers to continue to grow the corn as well. And we grow Turkey red wheat, which is a wheat brought over by the Mennonites in the 1880s. And we grow Ren's Abruzzi rye, which was brought over by the colonists in the 1700s to the Carolinas. So we love working with heirloom grains in particular. So we say we're farm to bottle instead of farm to table. And we try hard to get it right. Part of the reason that our whiskeys are so nice, the reason that they don't burn and bite, is because we planned it that way. It turns out that the keeping kind of whiskey, or keeper whiskey, that the mountain people kept for themselves and didn't send down the road in a fast car, was what they called their high shots. So what they did is they ran the heads, the beginning of the distillation, through until the nose got good. When the nose got good, they set those heads aside. Then they collected quart jars, 12 quart jars. And that's what they called their high shots. That's what we call our hearts, okay? At the 13th jar, they broke it. And they collected all the rest of the distillation, which are the tails, what we call the tails, in a separate container. Then what they do is they take the tails and the heads, mix them together, and that's what went down the road in the fast car. They kept the high shots for themselves. That was the keeping whiskey. And today at Troy & Sons, for the Troy & Sons products and for our blonde whiskey product that comes out in the spring, we only use the hearts or the high shots. And then we age those products depending on the product that it is. And of course the platinum whiskey is unaged. And they're all remarkably smooth. People can't believe it. And so I hope you'll come visit us. We're open on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays at 5 and 6 for tours. And our website is troyandsons.com. Thanks.